That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo Flips. I want to get into something real quick. Green light. What exactly does green light mean? Well, if you're a gang member, it means you can kill whoever's been greenlit. But seeing as how we're car dealers, the most of us, and not gang members, let's go with the other. Green light cars. Basically what they're trying to tell you is motor and transmission are, let's just say, under warranty for X amount of time. 24 hours, 48 hours, 7 days. In some instances, you can buy a month, 28 days. So with that being said, let's not get confused with air conditioning, alternators, anything else. Like green light basically just refers to the engine and transmission. I make it a point to understand every time I buy a car, I'm probably end up putting somewhere between, well, obviously between 0 and let's just say 500. Most instances, a green light car, you couldn't even arbitrate it unless it's less than $500. So, unless it's more than $500, I apologize. Now, I'm gonna go over to HCV. Hopefully they got some things running. It's about 6 o'clock at night. And I'm going to hopefully find us a green lit car. And hopefully they'll have some things wrong with it. And you can kind of get a gist of what I'm saying. The last time I used Manheim, they were green lighting a lot of cars. And just because it says green light, it does not mean that you're going to get the green light. At Manheim, the way it used to be was you can green light a car, but the warranty only applies to those people who paid for the green light. Well, Dave, what does that mean? So you have a 2013 Nissan Altima driving by, going through the lane. They green light it. You buy it. When you go to pay for it, they're going to ask you, do you want to pay for the green light? Let's say $1.25. You say yes or no, or you don't know, and you just don't pay for it. You get to the car, again, we're assuming you didn't pay for it. You get to the car and you find out that it's got a motor knock, and you go back to try to arbitrate it. Oh, well, it was green light. Correct, it was green light, but you didn't pay for that. It was green light, and a lot of times car dealers will green light all their cars, run them through, and a rookie might say, oh man, it's green light, let's buy, not realizing you have to actually pay for that green light. And because they don't pay for it, they're stuck with the car. It's just what happens. So whatever auction you guys are going to, call them up. Get in touch with someone there that you know and you can build a relationship with, and find the ins and outs, you know what I mean? Like figure that shit out. But for right now, I apologize because it's gonna go vertical. So let's go over there and let's check out ACV. Let's see what they got going on today. All right, guys. So I don't know if this is going to be a green lit car or not. It's an O2 Jeep. Let's see. Yeah. So we know it's a green lit car. And as I had mentioned, green light really is motor transmission. So there could be some other things wrong with it. Blue light, as you know, 30 days for the title. By this point, you guys should kind of, especially with me, be kind of familiar with the ACV layout. But if you start looking at the top of the screen, you're going to see the little hammer, the auction hammer. 2 people bid on it, 55 people looked at it, and there's 58 photos. But before we run out of time, let's get into this. You're going to start to see these announcements. So far, I don't see anything that would say, hey, this shouldn't be. Here we go. So aftermarket stereo equipment. Boss radio does not turn on. Here's an even better one. HVAC not working, blows warm, doesn't change airflow direction. So right off the bat, if you're a newbie and you're like, oh, green light means that everything works, that's not true. So the AC, now that it's been announced, you cannot arbitrate that because they're telling you that. So let's just say you're a new jack, you see it's a green light, you hit the green light, like let's bid, and you win, and then you get the car, and you're like, oh, but the AC doesn't blow cold. Number one, they don't really care. Number two, if it's under $500, you're screwed. But most importantly, in this situation, it was announced. So whenever you hear the announcement, it'll be not under that green light. For instance, I've been at Mannheim before where they've greenlit a car and then announced upper engine noise, or they've announced lower engine noise. Basically what they did was they announced it's got a knock, but because it's green light and maybe you're bidding online, you might not catch that. Corrosion, exhaust rattles, you see it right there in the middle of the screen. I'm trying to read stuff from the middle of the screen, guys. That's going to be it. But again, that's what I don't want you guys to get caught up with, is that green light thinking that everything's 100%, because that is never really the case, to be honest with you. I mean, all this cosmetic stuff, I wouldn't worry about any of that. Green light really is only about the mechanical part of it, mainly motor and transmission. But I hope this helps you guys out understanding what the green light means. Now, there are other instances where, let me see something here, where it might not have a green light. Let me see. Let's see. This thing was probably definitely not green lit. So yellow, it's an announcement. Internal engine noise. And you guys know how to read this. What I'm trying to look for is a blue and a red. That's what I'm trying to look for here. Green light. Again, let's just see. Look at this. They green lit this car. It needs a jump start, so the battery of the alternator is bad. Exhaust noise, accessory issue, steering wheel, ABS lights are on. All these codes, all of them. Glove box is broken. Again, that doesn't really matter because you're really only considered, you're looking for a mechanical. But this is quite a bit of stuff to be wrong on a green lit car. That's 6 different things. Your dashboard's lit up like a Christmas tree at this point. You know what I mean? And it's making noise. So, and that was a green lit car. Again, green light. Let's see. Check engine light, brake light, electronic issues. I mean, you're really. And again, guys, I apologize to you if I can't find something here shortly that's not. There's a lot of green light cars today. Branded title, covered theft, total loss. So, God, if this thing is green light, that's crazy. That is crazy. Who green lights a 32 valve North Star motor? Who does that? You know what would be interesting? If it says green light, and then it says oil and water mixed. Nah. No, it doesn't. So here's a trick to this car, guys. Just so you know, if you're ever looking at a 32 valve North Star, and we're gonna go right here, that to the left, you could see the coolant, the cold and the hot. It's a temperature gauge. If ever you're bidding on one of these cars, and this guy obviously just had this car turned on, maybe for 5 or so minutes, because it hasn't even hit operating temp yet, which would be right dead smack in the middle. If you ever get one of these cars and it's the slightest bit over the middle, walk away from it. It's been my experience that at that point, the head gasket's going bad. And you can buy those cars all day long for $750 and under. Unfortunately, I'm not finding the car that I want to show you guys. All these here, this one might work. Nope. Well, guys, at any rate, I'll eventually find one and show you, but I'm not having much luck here today. So engine noise. Anyways, this video was really about just the green light. I do apologize. And what I was going to show you is that even though it's a red light car and no lights are on it, you'll get some of the same announcements that you will with a green light. And because of that, just listen to it. Listen to the engine. Listen for anything you can. Play that 30-second clip 5 times if you have to. Just listen. You know, they're still going to, just because it's not a green light doesn't mean they're not going to announce anything. They're still going to announce, you know, motor problems or a transmission issue, and it'll cause a yellow light. But the only difference is, you know, you're gambling more on that vehicle. Anyways, guys, appreciate your time. As always, ring that bell. Don't ring the bell, just subscribe. We'll worry about the rest of the stuff after you subscribe. Let's just get the subscriptions up. Hope you're enjoying the content, and take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Talk to you guys real soon.
That's my best friend.